growing up here, the place never really seemed to be on the same map as the rest of the world. Now you can find it advertised in Sunset Magazine. Regional culture is quickly disappearing as the development trends here shadow those found throughout the West. When I graduated from high school, most people my age had no choice but to leave the valley. There is not opportunity here of any sort. It was considered a dead end. So when the real estate market started booming here and more money started pouring in, it revived the community.
We've got 2 new golf courses going in, third being contemplated, new high school, a lot more activity. Main Street looks like it's heading for a light maybe. There's never been a stoplight on Main Street. That could happen. And then there's close to probably, if you add them all up, close to 1,000 lots being subdivided that are in one stage or another of the process, from preliminary plat to final plat.
And what I feel is that they had to get rid of us before they could make this town acceptable for the new people that move here, just like they did 120 years. We got to get rid of these Indians. Settlers aren't going to come out here if there's Indians all over the place, you know. And I bet you in 100 years from now they'll look back and say, you know, I think maybe we did the wrong thing when we did away with our natural resource, our agriculture industry, and went into well, let's make a quick buck selling real estate kind of.
When the logging industry went into sharp decline, many people thought most of the communities around here would just dry up.
Engineers, hydrologists, well drillers, surveyors, attorneys. I mean, there's just an eclectic mix of different type of employment opportunities that all go along with that expansion.
Guy from New Jersey named Al Luciano understood the transformation that was happening in the country, and he realized that people would come out of it. So he essentially started the trend. Prior to that time, this was basically Christmas tree land.
Oh, I'd say the main dynamic of the people moving in here, that they're bringing, a lot of them bring their way of making a living with them. Most of them come fairly affluently successful already, so they don't have to come here and try to survive from making a living here.
When I grew up, the people who moved to this community quite often moved to the town because it was easier to get around. The newer generation that moved here from outside, that wasn't dependent on the mills, the Forest Service, or the local economy for their income, their choice was to live in rural, more isolated area. That they wanted their own slice of heaven, so to speak.
let's say the damage I did to the environment was temporary. These homes, all these structures that are built on all this, well, it's mostly marginal timberland, but timberland, they'll never be producing timber again. They'll be producing whatever the homeowner looks at. And as the sections of ground get smaller because the price has gone up so much, no one's going to be able to be a tree farm anymore.
It's much less of a community now, because many of the people moving in, they don't have children in school, they don't have any connection working to the community. They came here for their reasons, for what they want, and that's what interests them. And their interaction with the community and even with people in the community is going to be, this is what I want you to either provide it or change things. This is the way things should be.
That's the low density of population, 4 real seasons, recreationally, lots of hunting and fishing, and publicly accessible outdoors. I mean, it's got a lot of good attributes for the attraction of people that have lived in high density populations with all its traffic and smog and crime, and it's the last best place on earth, arguably. So, and that may be its undoing. The fact that it's so nice, everybody's going to flock here, and it may not have that old historical, quiet, sequestered, private, little small town slice of heaven that it has been. It may all get wrecked. Who knows?